On this episode, you'll meet a young lady who wrote her first song at 7 years old. My guest is Peyton, and what started in her bedroom at 7 is now her full-time job. Growing up without being attached to devices and having two busy but supportive parents, she had a lot of free time on her hands to be creative. So she spent that time writing songs, learning guitar, and developing her own signature style. Being an artist is not easy, and she's had to fight with perfectionism, getting nervous, and the many unsolicited opinions that you will receive. We also talk about the links that you'll go to reclaim an app streak, including the rock bottom of paying 99 cents just to get it back. Let's jump in. Everybody, Peyton, how's it going?
Good.
Excellent.
Great.
So
Yeah.
glad to have you here.
Thank you for having me.
So, of course, we're going to just address the elephant in the room real quick that I'm on the other side of the room today. And this is because she requested her good side.
Yes.
You feeling pretty positive about it?
Yes.
Excellent. We don't have to go any further than that. Yeah. I mean, we're here to make you feel comfortable.
Yeah. I appreciate it.
Do you do mini Coke Zeros because you don't want to get hot? Is that?
No, I don't know why.
You just like it?
Yeah. I feel like it makes me feel better because if I have one small one, it's like I could have one more and it's equal to two. It's equal to one big one.
Right.
So it just makes me feel
You feel like
better.
you're getting more?
Yeah.
More bang for your buck kind of thing? I just like it that I really never drink a full soda.
Wow. I can down during COVID was drinking this is so bad, entire cases of Coke Zero.
Wait, a day?
A day.
No.
Yes. At one point in my life.
Wait, 24 in a case?
12.
12 in a case.
12 minis.
Oh, 12 minis.
Yeah.
So that's just 6.
But, I mean, that's still pretty absurd.
Well, were you drinking water also?
I don't know. Maybe.
I think you're good.
Yeah, I'm good.
How you feel right now?
Great. I'm
Okay.
still here.
Yeah, excellent.
So,
Yeah, we all made it. I mean,
yeah.
I like how now we're discussing COVID, that I was I was drinking too many sodas. At one point we're discussing COVID, hey, you're going to die.
Yeah.
And now we're just I had too many sodas over COVID.
Yeah.
There was that whole thing with the virus and stuff.
But the Coke Zero.
The Coke Zero got me.
Yeah.
All right. So tell everybody what you do and where they can find you and all your stuff before we get started.
Okay. I'm Peyton Medina. I'm a musician. I make music. You can look me up on wherever you listen to music. Peyton Medina. PeytonMedina.
A, right?
Nope, just one A.
Just one A.
On Instagram,
3 A's?
2 or 3.
If you get to the first A, you'll probably pick it up.
Yeah.
You'll probably find it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think so.
All right. So, what is the first? What's the first song you learned to play on the guitar? Or hang on, let's back up real quick. How would you describe your music?
I think indie pop,
Okay.
probably, is the best way. Dreamy pop, indie pop.
And you do a lot of acoustic or no?
Yeah, I write acoustic, but it usually changes.
Just-
It depends. Yeah.
Do most people write acoustic?
I don't know. Honestly, I think everyone kind of has a different process.
Yeah, you know what? That's true. My girlfriend has a totally different process.
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot. Also in the garage is Kelsey. Say hey, Kelsey.
Hey.
And Kelsey, you are a vocal coach,
Yes, I'm a vocal coach. I'm a manager. I manage Peyton.
right?
And a producer, an audio engineer,
You're wearing a lot of hats.
etc.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
All the hats.
Yeah, got it. Okay. I just want to make sure that we acknowledge that you were in the room.
Yeah, Superwoman is in the room with
Yeah,
us.
yeah, yeah. What really quickly, how does she make your life easier?
In every way. Honestly, she just makes me feel better about everything. I'll be so anxious and she's like, you're good. You're good. And reassures me all the time, helps me with my lyrics, everything. She just makes my life easier.
It's would it be fair to say as an artist, a lot of times you can, unless you're maybe in a band, you can feel like you're out there by yourself?
Yeah, for sure.
right? So it probably really helpful to have her kind of like in your corner.
Yes,
Like
absolutely.
even like some level in your head, like when you get on stage, is there any level of her, like you can hear her going like, you can do this kind of?
I just look at her. Like because there was this one time this guy like fell in front of me, or like there was a couple things that have happened, and I just look at Kelsey and I'm like, okay, I'm good. Because like I'll try not to laugh, and if she's not laughing, then I'm like, we're good.
Wait, go back to the guy falling in front of you.
Well,
so like
okay.
you're playing a show?
The last show, someone literally fell out of their chair, like fell backwards.
Like drunk?
No, I think they just like lost their balance. I don't know what the situation was. And I was like, oh, and I try not to laugh. And then there was this one time where I was like doing this show, kind of like background music. And it was like a Christmas, like ugly Christmas sweater type of situation. And there was this like really jacked guy wearing a dress, like a
mini dress.
A mini dress.
Like a Santa little slutty like mini dress.
Okay.
So I'm just sitting there playing, like no one's really looking at me, and he just comes up to me and he's like, and just walks away. And it was just like, it was like out of The Office or something. And I looked at Kelsey and I was like, and I was like trying not to laugh, but she kind of smiled, so I kind of smiled, and then she didn't laugh, so I was like, okay.
All right, back up really quick. You were playing music and he walked up and then this, or you just kind of standing here and he walked up and did that?
I was playing music. So I was like...
Well, I mean, I guess, you'd probably be taken pretty off guard if you're kind of playing music and out of the crowd spawns this dude, jack dude in like a Christmas dress.
Yeah, and he had like no shame either. Like he was just like...
No, he got like a foot, like literally right in front of her.
Like
and
just our distance, kind of.
Just snaps one picture and just walks away. It was hilarious.
It was good.
I had to hold back because I knew if I started laughing.
Like, did he look like a person that didn't know that there was Zoom on his phone? Like, what? That's just intrusive of people's space, though.
I mean, honestly, I was just like happy I didn't burst out until after. So I was just grateful.
Okay. So let's go. We'll come back here. But let's go back to what I originally said. So you learned to play the guitar at what age?
14.
Roughly around
13,
there?
14, yeah.
So what was the first song you learned to play on the guitar?
The first song I learned how to play on the guitar was Best Part by Daniel Caesar. But I learned how to play the ukulele before that.
Oh, no way.
So I think the first song on the ukulele was like Riptide, like your basic. And then I learned how to play like Hotline Bling by Drake, which is really random. And then like Breeze Blocks. And then I switched to the guitar just because I had the muscle memory better.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
Do you still play the ukulele?
No.
Oh.
I don't know why. It's just different. Like I seriously haven't touched it in years.
But it's the same concept though, right? Roughly, right?
Kind of. It's just a different sound.
Yeah. Same amount of strings? I really have no idea.
No, I think it's like 3 strings.
Or 3 or 4, huh?
Yeah.
And then
like
a guitar is 6? 5?
6.
6?
I think.
Don't ask me.
I think 6. Yeah.
Is that right?
6.
But you can have a 5. Didn't Keith Richards play like a 5-string guitar? Am I making that up?
I don't know.
I wish I had somebody. Hey, could you fact check that for me, Kelsey? I'm just kidding. Anyway. All right. So, okay. I was thinking about this earlier. So, has anybody ever asked you like why you want to start playing music? Do you know why you wanted to start? Like, do you remember the initial why?
I do. I was like obsessed with like pop culture and just like, I loved watching award shows. I always loved music. But it was like in middle school, I was like obsessed with Billie Eilish. She was like super underground at the time.
Yeah.
And I like felt so special for like being a part of something like that. And I was like in choir and, you know, I never really took it seriously. But I remember seeing her being like 15, having this crazy fan base, being so funny on like social media, showing her personality. And I was like, oh my gosh, I want to do that. I could do that. Like, I know I could do that. I don't know, it's kind of like motivation. And then the more I like learned about music and the music industry and saw like interviews and things like that, the more interested I got into it. So
did you what's that girl's name? Olivia Rodrigo.
Mm-hmm.
You know how like she was recording shit in her bedroom, I guess. Is that how you kind of started, or did you seek out like help? Like when you started writing songs and playing songs, did you start recording them kind of in your bedroom, or did you go find somebody go like, hey, I want to record music?
Bedroom. And then like I was writing in my bedroom.
Way before that.
Way before.
Yeah.
And then like was seriously writing like full songs because I was getting better and better at the guitar, which made it easier because I had melodies and ideas and lyrics, but like
You just couldn't
kind of
translate
know
it?
where to put them, you
Yeah.
know, like, and once I started playing the guitar, I was writing full songs. And then that's when we kind of like started talking to people about recording. And, you know, I had,
Did you do SoundCloud? Is that what you did? Did you upload your stuff? No.
I think I maybe posted like some songs on like YouTube and Instagram. But I never really like released anything until like recently. Because I wanted it to be like something I was really, really like proud of, because I knew like what I wanted it to look like and sound like, you know. I don't know how to explain it.
No, I mean, it makes total sense. Are you a perfectionist?
Sometimes it depends.
Are you? So I feel like a lot of artists have this challenge of like, they don't want to put their song out because it's not done yet.
Mm-hmm.
Do you fight any of that?
Yes. But I think too, like I have to remind myself, I have heard this song a million, gazillion, trillion times. And so like, I like to play it for my friends or my mom or my family, just because it's like just someone else to listen to it, you know? And especially people that like aren't musicians, like to have their opinion on it is so important to me, because it's just like, I think if you're not really like super into music, you just hear it and you're like, it's good or it's bad, you know? And luckily I'm surrounded by people that will tell me like, no, it's not it. Or they'll be like, oh my God, I love it. So
How do you find those people?
I don't know. I guess I just got lucky.
Well, I think you have to kind of demand it a little bit.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's like, you're like, hey, this is the expectation of being my friend. I need you to be honest with me
Yeah.
about what I'm doing, because like that honesty builds support.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, have you found that like in kind of doing this, that like that people have grown to support you and other people have grown like out of being your friend, or not like the relationships kind of drifted off because you're doing this thing that maybe they want to do, or, you know, like just like stupid kind of like jealousy kind of like FOMO kind of stuff?
Not like they want to do it, more just like they don't understand it. And so
The drive.
yeah, like I've like, especially this year after graduating, like I have a lot of friends that I thought I was like, oh, we're going to be friends forever. And then, you know, we're taking two different paths and they like look down on me because I'm not doing what they're doing. And I'm not like going to frat parties and I'm not doing these things. So like a lot of people just kind of like don't get it. And they're like, good luck. Like, you know,
It's kind of, it's lonely, right?
sometimes it is. But like even like writing music, I think a lot of musicians do it alone. And like it is like you kind of have to be alone to think about it and like be vulnerable and say what you want to say. Like you kind of have to be alone.
It's been a real, I want to make sure before I say it. I think my girlfriend's the only musician I've ever lived with.
Mm-hmm.
I think. I don't think I've only dated two musicians, I think. But anyways, for an extended period of time and trying to understand all that,
Mm-hmm.
that's been my like greatest challenge, right? Because trying to understand why she has to do the things she has to do, and like the time that she needs and all that stuff, and the time that she needs alone as an artist just to get stuff out, because it feels like her skin's on fire.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? It's wild.
Yeah.
Does Kelsey help with that?
Yes, for sure. I mean, almost every single song I write, I send to her.
Is she honest?
Yeah.
Brutally honest?
Yeah. But she's also really supportive. So it's like, hey, this is good. Maybe try this or like whatever. But like, that's helpful too, you know?
Well, I mean, you believe her support because she's honest when she doesn't believe in it.
Yeah, for sure.
It's weird. Like, do you get, okay. Does this ever happen to you? Like, where kind of people like just blow smoke up your ass? Like, you know, like, no. It's just a saying, like, in the sense of like, they're like, oh, you're great. You're like, what can I do better? And they're like, nothing. Like, it's so fantastic.
Yes.
Does that frustrate you?
Yes. But it's also hard because I'm like, tell me the truth. And they're like, I am. And I'm like, I don't believe you.
Yeah.
But
okay, so why do you believe Kelsey? Is it because of the dynamic between when she's honest?
yeah,
Or being honest?
I think so. And just because she's like so talented and is around talented people all the time, it's easy to believe her. But like, if I'm asking my friend and they're like, oh my God, it's really good. And I'm like, what do you like about it? They're like, everything.
Oh,
and I'm like, okay.
That's the worst.
And then I'm like, I don't believe you. Be honest. And they're like, I am being honest. So it's like, I feel bad because I'm like, if they are being honest, then I'm just being a jerk. But also, I don't believe you.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
I think that I'm not ever asked, like, so big show secret. I usually, when a guest comes on, when we get done with the experience, I usually ask, what was your experience? So I can get better, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm not asking for someone to just blow up my spot and say the shit sucks or what. And if that's how you felt, like, that's great, right?
Yeah.
Tell me. But it's more of like, just give me just something I can work with.
Yeah.
I can't work with like, it's great and everything is great.
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't help, like anything. You're like, oh, I didn't like where that helmet was or whatever else it is. That stuff's like super helpful as an artist.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I think even my parents, like my dad is a rugby player and my brothers play sports, like very athletic people. Like they don't understand music or listen to music. And so when I started doing music, my dad was like, what? But even when he doesn't know what to say, or like, even if he doesn't like it, he'll say like, maybe be louder. Or like he always will critique me because he wants me to be better, even if he doesn't know what to say, which I appreciate. Like that I can take. I would take that any day rather than like someone who doesn't know what they're talking about, but they're just trying to tell you something, than someone that's like, oh, that's really good. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Have your parents always been supportive?
Yes.
Is that huge?
Yes.
I think it's underestimated the value. I mean, obviously there are people and artists, their parents sucked and they became great musicians or whatever. But I think it's really underestimated how much important that support is from your parents.
Yeah.
Especially like when you were talking about like, all my friends are going to college and they're saying I suck because I'm not doing all the stuff they do. And to have the support of your parents of like for your dream.
Yeah.
Right?
Absolutely. Like I honestly, if my parents didn't tell me from the beginning that they believed me, I would have believed them. And I would have just been like, okay, because I was a volleyball player. I would have been just played volleyball in high school, probably. But my parents, I knew they would not support me or pay for me to do these things that they didn't believe in me, and constantly like reassure me, like, we believe in you. I probably would have not believed in myself. So it makes a huge difference.
You have two brothers?
2 brothers, 1 sister.
And you're the youngest?
I'm the youngest, but all of them are half.
Okay.
So my 2 brothers we have the same dad, and my sister and I have the same mom.
Got it. And so, close to like y'all cool. Everybody's cool. Everybody's family.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Are they all supportive too?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. My brother will be honest. Like he'll be like, don't sing that ever again.
Okay. Oh man, this is gonna get into something. So like, I've been doing this for a hot minute. I feel like I'm getting pretty decent at this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And if I had a nickel for every person that told me how to do this that's never really done anything, I mean, I just quit my job.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so like, how do you handle that? Because I'm sure it happens to you. Like you get people that. So how do you handle that? How do you handle when like kind of people are like,
try this and they don't know what they're talking about?
Yeah.
I'm just like, okay.
Yeah. I mean,
You just have to nod and smile.
Well, I like to acknowledge the awareness of what you're saying, but like, this is also my thing.
Yeah, exactly. Like I will listen to what you're saying, but also if I know that you don't know what you're talking about, I'm just like, okay, thank you.
Okay, so we're in the recording studio. Okay, I'm assuming Kelsey's in there, right? Okay, and you're in there. Anybody else in there? Is just y'all two? Would it be anybody else in there?
Sometimes.
Yeah.
Okay, and we're finalizing a song, and you think it should go one way, and Kelsey thinks it should go the other way. Who's finalizing which way it's going, you or her?
Me. It should be, but I trust her opinion. So it's like usually I'm like, let's meet in the middle. Like I do make the final decision, I guess.
Because you're going to put your name on it.
Yeah.
Right? At the end of the day, you're writing your name on it.
Yeah.
So you got to be cool with whatever you put out, right?
Yeah.
I think that's a great way to handle that, by the way. But like, that's what I wanted to hear you say is like, yeah, I put my name on it. So I'm going to I had the final say.
Yeah.
Even if you trust her opinion, you're like, no, I'm choosing to trust her opinion.
Yeah.
That is my final say.
I think it's like that if I'm like sure about something. Like if I like am like, I really don't like how that sounds, I want it this way, then like usually, but I'm also like very open because I trust what she's doing.
I feel like oftentimes we're on the same page.
Yeah.
I feel like it's very rare that we are split in different directions, but even if I do feel like something should be a different way, I want her to trust her instinct.
Yeah.
I would want her to choose her option.
Yeah. I mean, it's yours.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it's easy to defend something when you're 100% cool with everything, every part of it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? But there's any doubt in your mind and someone comes try to and you have to defend your shit, you start questioning yourself. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
if you have the final say and someone's like, you know what? I don't like the way you're saying that lyric. And you're like, you can go, you know what I mean? Because like I finalize it. That's what I want to do. That's why you're an artist.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why you take the risk to put stuff out too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
That's awesome.
Thank you.
I feel like I'm like a live studio audience right now.
I know.
Well, I was trying to, you know what, in the beginning when I was trying to do this thing, I was trying to do a thing where if like someone came in to record, we'd actually like make like kind of like a music video kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And we would get their family and friends, kind of just a handful, like maybe little fold out chairs. You make this little like mini concert, you know?
Yeah.
But, you know, these are big dreams in a small town, I think. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I have all these ideas, but that doesn't mean they're always going to work or I'm always going to get to do them.
Yeah.
Do you ever get nervous?
Yes.
When do you get nervous?
I get nervous like 2 minutes before I'm about to perform on stage.
Has it always been that way?
I used to get nervous like weeks before. Like it would keep me up at night, but recently like I try not to think about it. I'm like, it's going to be fine. And then I'm about to go on and I'm like, oh gosh, what's going to happen? Because I think of the worst.
But I think that's necessary.
Yeah, I think so too.
It's that, I mean, because that's where you get all your energy kind of from, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I would say probably a handful of times you get out there and you kind of like you're so excited, you're so jammed up, like you overdo it kind of, right?
Yeah, totally. I say like the most absurd things though. Like I get nervous and I'm like, I don't even know what I'm saying. But then I get off and it's fine. So
Okay, so when you first started playing, you said it took weeks to get over that anxiety?
yes,
Or like you would start having it weeks before?
Mhm.
What did you do to like help bring that down to where it got to this like 2 minutes before?
I think just like it's realizing that it's just supposed to be fun. Like I just want to have fun and I want to like show people what I do. I think before I was just so in my head about it and so in my head about what could happen and what I would look like and what I would sound like. But I think the more I've done it, the more I've just been like, I just want to get up there and have fun and like make the most of it. And it gives me less anxiety thinking of it that way.
Yeah. Well, because it should be fun, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. One of my favorite people, I don't know. I really like Eric Church personally.
Mhm.
Okay. But one of my favorite, I've seen him a bunch of times, but one of my favorite concerts I went to, he was kind of lit.
Mm-hmm.
And it was fun.
Yeah.
I kind of liked it. And he admitted, he was like, hey, I'm kind of lit.
Yeah.
You're like, okay, cool. Like this is what we're in for tonight. You know what I mean? I
Yeah.
think that when you listen to music, do you hear everything? Like, so if you're listening to a song, do you hear all the layers and all the different instruments, or is it more of just appreciation of the tune and the melody? How do you hear music?
I think it depends on the song. A lot of it, like the first time I listen to it, I just hear the song and I hear the melody and the lyrics and like, but the more that I listen to it, I'll hear the harmonies and the production and the layers. It just depends on the song.
And for people like me, we it's hard for us to get that deep.
Mhm.
You know, we just get to the lyrics and the song and that's
Yeah.
it, you know. And I think that sometimes that artists, you know, they have this such a deep level of understanding of what they're doing.
Mhm.
They think the whole audience is going to hear all the mistakes and all the things. It's like,
Yes.
but like we don't even know.
Absolutely. Yeah.
You know what I mean? We have no idea most of the
Mhm.
time. Unless there's some like nerdy musician in the audience and he's like, did you hear that? She missed that G minor.
Uh-huh.
I'm making shit up. I have no
Yeah.
idea.
Yeah. That's true though. I think it was like Taylor Swift said something like all of the people that are there because they want to listen to you sing and they're just there to have fun. So if you mess up, they're not going to like walk away from the night being like, did you hear that one time that she messed up? You know what I mean? So I try and think of it that way.
All right. Do you know who Etta James is?
I think so.
She's an old black singer.
Mhm.
I went and saw her at the Bass Concert Hall, and this is
Oh,
like
wow.
way past her prime. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like she's an older lady, and she got drunk.
Oh,
and
gosh.
the bad part about it is she has this one main song that she always sings, you know. And she got so lit she couldn't really sing that song. And I was like, man, that's a
Oh.
bummer.
Yeah.
That's why I came.
Yeah. That is a bummer.
Does every musician like model themselves after somebody, like when they're starting it? Like I don't want to say copying, but like you're trying to learn how to do this whole thing, so you're looking for someone to kind of guide you from this faraway place. Did you have one of those people?
I think in the beginning when I started taking it seriously, I was like obsessed with Billie Eilish. Like I just thought she was so cool because she was so young and she was doing it with her brother, like in her bedroom. So I looked up to her, but I don't know if everyone does. I mean, it would make sense if everyone did. I definitely did. And it was Billie Eilish.
You had mentioned Taylor Swift. Was she an influence for you at all?
Not really. Like I recently started like kind of listening to her music. I wouldn't go as far as saying I'm like a Swiftie, but like I appreciate her lyrics and like work ethic. But I don't know. I was always like a fan, but not really.
Is that okay? So how old are you?
I'm 19.
Okay. Is Taylor Swift like too far out of your like it's like too far up or whatever like not relevant to you anymore, or is she relevant to 19-year-olds now?
I think she's like
Like
more
all your
relevant.
friends into Taylor Swift?
Yeah, like obsessed.
Okay, so why are you not into Taylor Swift?
I don't know. I think I grew up listening to her because of my sister. I have an older sister, and she was really famous at the time because that's when she was like first becoming really famous with her country music. And I loved her. But I think as I've gotten older, like when she like started doing pop and stuff, I don't know. I just kind of like, I don't know. I just never really.
Because it's weird because I have a very similar feeling about her. Like I can appreciate her as a songwriter and a performer. I can appreciate what a businesswoman she is and how she runs her business. But I'm not like, I was supposed to say, I'm not like a fan. And then I was just thinking, I was singing Lavender Haze in my truck the other day. But I'm just singing like I don't listen to the words. Not really. I just sing the chorus. Maybe it's just the catchy choruses that she has that draws all these people in.
Yeah.
But I feel like Swifties, like they know like everything.
They're devoted.
What's the craziest Swiftie thing that you've seen in person? Have you any of your friends crazy Swifties?
Yes. I mean, I've seen a lot of stuff online, but like my closest friends, like they only will listen to Taylor Swift.
What?
Like only Taylor Swift.
That's
and they
wild.
know where she is, what she's doing. They have tabs on her, which I could never. Like, I'm not like obsessed. Like, I think she's good and I'll listen to her music, but I don't get that. I don't
get not listening to any other music.
Yeah. I have to have a variety.
Is having a career like that something that you want, or would you be happy with less attention because of what it comes with?
I think to the extent that she's at, like, I wouldn't want that just because she can't do anything, like
Crazy.
anything without it being like picked at or whatever. But I definitely would like the support that she has. I mean, she could literally like, this is going to sound crazy, but like run over a child and Swifties would be like, but she didn't mean it. Like it's Taylor's
child's fault.
Yeah, it was the kid ran in front of the car. You know what I mean? Like to have that kind of fan base would be obviously amazing, like that support, but it comes with all the other things. So I think like to a certain extent, yes, but also no.
I was thinking about like, you know, people that have had that kind of level of like fame, like Michael Jackson, Elvis, right?
Mm-hmm.
But there was like no social media during that time.
Mm-hmm.
What it must be like for her, because now she's seeing herself all the time. And like, there's no going back. Like you become this big mega superstar.
Yeah, I can't imagine. I really can't.
No wonder these people like move out to Utah.
No, for real, like on a ranch.
Right? Like I every time you see Post Malone, you're like, where you been? He's like, I've been in Utah on my ranch or whatever. Like, no wonder these people don't want to go anywhere or do anything.
I would do the same thing. And if I had the money, I'd just buy a bunch of animals and like log off. I don't know.
Would that be something you'd be interested in to like kind of pursue music for a while if it pays off like good enough that you just ride off into the sunset, like buy a ranch and like not play music, just maybe write? Would you write music for other people? Would you?
Oh yeah, absolutely. That's what I was going to say. Like, I think music is such a big part of my life that it'll all like, I couldn't just not do music. So even if I wasn't like performing all the time or putting out songs, I would want to write for other people. When
did you start like performing and writing and all that stuff?
I wrote my first song when I was 7 years old.
Cool.
And unfortunately, there's a video on YouTube and I'm like, hi, I'm Peyton. And this is a song called I Wrote a Song. But I really started writing songs like 7th grade. I was 13. And then 8th grade, I taught myself how to play the guitar. So I was writing songs to melodies and like chords. And then it kind of went from there. And I started performing and like recording when I was like 14 in like 8th grade.
From that 7 to like 13 range, like what did you consciously take a break, or why did you not? Did you write at all during that time?
Yeah, no, I was like writing, like I would write songs, but I didn't have a phone to record them on. I had melodies and lyrics.
So
I had
you'd written a bunch of stuff.
Yeah, I was
but just
always
no way
writing.
to record them and things like that. Yeah.
Like I think when I turned 13 is when I had a phone to like, I had voice memos. So if I was in my room and I was like, I love dogs, dogs are the best, or whatever the lyric was, I would record it on my phone. That way I could go back to it and keep writing to it. But when I learned how to play the guitar, it was different because then I was remembering the melody and the lyrics on a different level.
As an artist, was your phone a game changer?
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Absolutely.
That's what I can't get over. Like, what I love about my phone is the art that I can create with it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, whether like I'm recording stuff or whatever. And I guess you could say is doing a podcast art, or what I'm doing online is that art, but it's the way I'm expressing myself the way I want to.
Yeah.
And that's what I use my phone for a lot.
Mhm.
I write a lot of scripts in it, stuff like that. My girlfriend she's a musician. She records melodies and stuff into her phone and stuff.
Mhm.
It's just like, it's so unfortunate we abuse it in these other ways.
I know.
I
agree.
Are you a social media person?
I am, but I really try to like put my phone down and like have a minute. Because
Do your friends do that? Like, is there a movement among your friends to kind of be more present, or no?
No.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, my friends will not put their phone down. Like we'll all be at dinner and I'm like, let's make a phone pile, guys, because we'll all just be on our phones. But like that's a good thing about being able to like play the guitar and write music too, is like I'll put my phone down for like 2 hours and write a whole song. And it's like, it's like a breath of fresh air because I can like just be off my phone and be entertained. But I understand if you don't have anything else to do, if you don't draw or you don't have like a hobby or something to like take your mind off, then you would go on your phone, you know?
Is that the problem with a lot of your friends, is they don't have this outlet other than their phone? Like, you have something other than your phone.
Yeah.
It could be baseball, it could be music, it could be whatever, but you have something that you do other than your phone. And maybe a lot of your friends, either all they have is their phone, or they play all their games are online or something like that.
Mm-hmm. I think so, yeah.
What's it like being the only person that wants to be in person? What's it like to be around your friends and go like, hey, we're going to make a phone pile? Like, how do they probably treat you horribly.
No, I mean, honestly, like some of my friends will be on the same page. Like there are times where we can like all agree, like, let's not. But if I'm the only person, my friends are like, oh my gosh, like, why do you have to be like that? Like, it's not like whatever. There's always a reason to be on your phone I think everyone can make an excuse. Like, oh, I'm texting this person or I'm waiting for this. You know what I mean?
Do you, I personally like that role in a weird way. I feel like it's a weird way to channel my passive aggressiveness. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like in a sense of like, I'm going to be the jerk that's going to make us put all our phones up and y'all are going to be mad at me. And I'm going to be kind of sarcastic about it, but I'm right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, is there any part, is it just me or is there any part of you that kind of likes that?
Kind of like I'll make a joke and be like, wow, you guys are being really talkative right now. Or like, but I don't know. I try not to be aggressive with it because they get defensive.
Yeah.
Which I guess I get. I don't know.
What inspired you to write that first song?
Perfect Day.
Is that the one that's on you? What's the one that's on YouTube?
Perfect Day.
Okay, yeah. What inspired you?
I actually wrote it with Kelsey. And
what?
Yeah.
Wait.
Not the one when she was 7.
Yeah.
Is that the one you're talking about?
The one when I was 7?
Yeah.
I have no idea. I really don't. I think I always was like singing and trying to show off, like, and I think I would just make up melodies. I really don't remember. But I spent a lot of time alone as a kid because my siblings are a lot older than me and both my parents worked a lot. And so I would just like talk to myself, write songs, play games. Like I was always busy. I like couldn't sit still.
Is that how music feels kind of inside of you, of that like it's always trying to get out?
Yeah, I think so.
How often do you write a song?
Like almost every day. But I don't always finish them, but
Yeah.
I'm always like writing. And like if I have an idea, I'll like put it in my notes and then go back to it. Or if I have a melody that I like, I'll go back to my notes of what I wrote down and stuff like that.
Do you have an iPhone?
I do.
Man, I want to see your social media usage.
Oh my
I don't
gosh.
need to say, no. But I have a feeling it's going to be way lower than you think. Because, like, I mean, you're having these 2-hour spans where you're not going to be on your phone doing social media, playing music and writing. And you're kind of doing that every single day. You know what I mean?
Well, I don't want to, like, there are definitely days where I will be on TikTok for like a really unhealthy amount of time. Like, I don't want to say I'm like not on my phone that much, but I am on like not on my phone as much as my friends.
Yeah. Your friends are probably glued to TikTok, huh?
Just, yeah, everything like Snapchat, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube.
When was the last time one of your friends lost their phone?
Probably like ACL.
And what happened? Were they like just like out of their mind? Like
No, they had like an iPad or they used one of their parents' old phones. I mean, every time we go to ACL, someone loses their phone. I've lost my phone twice at ACL.
Really?
Mm-hmm. But my parents won't give me I won't have a phone for like, I don't even know, weeks.
Like they won't give you a backup.
Well, it just takes a long time. Like they like mail it or whatever.
Yeah.
So I'll like be on my MacBook. Like I will Snapchat people off my MacBook, which sounds ridiculous, but it's true. Because I got to keep my streaks. Got to stay in contact.
Okay. Can we quickly talk about app streaks? Man, app streaks are the most addictive thing about phones.
Yeah.
What's your longest Snapchat streak?
I had a 2,000
Shut up.
day streak with my friend and we actually lost it. And I paid 99 cents to get it back. And then we lost it again. And I was like, that was rock bottom for me. I'm never coming back from that. I could not believe I did it. But it was like 2,000 days of my life. I'm going to pay 99 cents. And then we lost it.
I mean, that's more impressive than those people that do the 365 days a year of my face or whatever, you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
Or not as impressive as like the 10-year guy.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? But the guy that did just 1 year, I mean, you knocked that out quick.
It's dedication for sure.
And just so, and privy me because I am way older than you. Okay. So you're just sending a picture of your face, right? You're just,
Yeah.
you get one time, once a day. You just got to get it in before the 24-hour period's over.
Yeah. But sometimes you don't even think about it. Like you're just talking to these people every day and then you get a streak and you just keep it going because you're like always talking to them. You're like, oh, I haven't responded to my friend. It's almost like texting. Like that's the way that a majority of me and my friends communicate. I have like a very small percentage of people that I only message and it's like my best friend, my mom, my dad, my brothers, and like a couple other of my friends.
Like regular text, those people, all your friends are Snapchat?
Yeah. Like every other of my friends.
If I asked you why, would that be ratting out like a whole set of teenagers? Like, why? Do you know why?
No, I mean, it's because people aren't like, can I have your number anymore? And like the only reason I feel like I have people's numbers is like if we want to play like Game Pigeon or FaceTime. But you can FaceTime on Snapchat now.
Yeah.
So like, I don't even know. Like the amount of numbers I have in my phone, I'm like, I don't know how I got those. I really don't.
So when you connect with somebody on Snapchat, you just got to find them like you would on any other social media. You don't need their phone number, right?
No, I mean, you can like connect it to your contacts, but I don't know. A lot of the time people will be like in their like Instagram bio, like my Snapchat is blah, blah, blah. But it's usually their names.
So then it makes it easy.
So you just look it up. Like you just look up their name.
That's so interesting.
I know. I'm glad because this is unbelievable, but I made my Snapchat with my sister when I was like 8 on her phone. And it's my name, but there are so many people that I know and their Snapchat name is like Cookie Monster 54. And I'm like, I'm so glad that I didn't do that because I would regret it now.
This final segment is brought to you by HeyJustBe.com. I believe that achieving balance in the mental, physical, and metaphysical aspects of your purpose through learning, serving, and creating can transform your life into one you truly enjoy living. Want to learn more? Visit www.heyjustbe.com.
So how I usually wrap this thing up is I ask people, what do you do to just be the best version of yourself so you can be good for everybody else? So obviously writing music is one of your big things, right? So what's some other stuff you do though?
I have found recently, like it's really important for me to go outside and go for a walk.
Right?
Like it sounds like people always say that and you're like, yeah, like, but it's so worth it. It helps me so much because I'm like
headphones, no headphones.
headphones.
Ooh, have you tried no headphones?
I have. I don't like to hear like myself breathing because then I'm like, oh, I'm walking. Like if I have my headphones in, I just like I can go for an hour and a half, like no big deal.
Look, I've had people preach this no headphones thing, like running and stuff like that, and I understand it. But I'm like you. I'm kind of such of a fan of music and getting out of where I'm at, kind of, right? Is that kind of what you're saying?
Yeah, but also like I'll listen to like even a podcast or whatever, like anything. But it's weird because like I'll be listening to it, but I'm also like daydreaming and thinking about everything at the same time, just letting it all out. I don't know. It's interesting.
What do you what do you think that is?
I don't know.
Because I have a similar experience. Like I listen to music and I kind of daydream, and I think it's a lot of times I have a playlist called my mixtape therapy playlist. Excuse me. And it's just this mosh podge of all these songs that kind of make me feel a certain way, right?
Yeah.
And when I've listened to it, I've listened to every song like so many times that now it's like elevator music almost.
Yeah.
But it's when I do like my best writing and my best thinking and like if me and my girlfriend get in a fight, and if I go to the gym, put that on, kind of stretch, get ready, I'll be like thinking about like, man, like I owe her an apology here, or, whatever. I start really processing stuff.
Yeah.
Is that kind of what happens with you?
Yeah, I think like, cause I just think more clearly, like I'm not like so in my head. Like I saw this thing on TikTok and it was like a picture and it was like when you're in your room, your thoughts get trapped. Like it's like bouncing off the walls. And then the moment you go outside, it's like they find places to go. And so like when you come back, you're like kind of have a fresh slate. And I think that's so true. Like, because if I stay inside all day, like I'm just in my head, and then I'll go for a walk and realize like it's not that deep. It's never been that deep. You're going to be fine. The sun is out. We're good.
Did you start walking during the pandemic or before or after the pandemic or recently?
During the pandemic, I was doing like YouTube Pilates. I started walking like, I think like last year. Like
I kind of started walking last year.
Yeah.
Like I started it during the pandemic, but I got really into it like last summer.
Yeah.
When it was like 1,000 degrees outside. Rough.
Yeah.
What else do you do? You reader? You read books? Listen to books?
No.
Podcasts?
I listen to podcasts.
Recommendations?
I listen to the Call Her Daddy podcast.
Okay.
I listen to Cody Ko's podcast. It's called, oh gosh, I'm blanking. I don't know. I like to listen to funny podcasts to kind of like just people like bantering to like get my mind off stuff. I like to draw. I like to journal. I like to paint.
Well, go back. You journal?
Yeah.
Do you end up getting a lot of lyrics out of your journal? Is that crossover?
Honestly, no.
Really?
Like I used to write lyrics on paper, but my brain is going so fast. Like I can type with my fingers faster. I can type and keep up with my thoughts. But when I'm writing, I'll like kind of like, I don't know. I don't know. When I journal, I just like say what's on my mind, say what I'm thinking, let it all out. And then when I'm writing, I like do it on my phone.
So you journal like in two places, like
kind of, yeah.
Yeah. Like, I mean, I would assume kind of writing lyrics is a little bit like journaling a little bit, right?
Yeah. It's definitely like an outlet.
Okay. Look, I try to get all my clients to journal and everybody like basically tells me to go, jump off a short break. So talk a little bit about like, why does journaling help you, or like, why do you continue to journal?
I think like, I don't do it every day.
No, you don't have to.
But I do like, if I feel like I'm in a place where I have like goals, or I'm like, let's say I've been going through a really rough time and then I'm kind of starting to like see the light at the end of the tunnel, and I'm like, okay, here's what I need to do. And this is what I've realized from this situation and whatever. Like, it's good to think those thoughts, but to write it down, and also just to look back at what I was like, what place I was in the week before, or what I was thinking the week before. Like I write down like things that made me happy this week, or like things that made me sad, or things that are stressing me out. And then to look back on that and be like, oh, it's not that big of a deal.
Not that deep.
Yeah. Just to like have some like, I don't know what it's called.
But do you like, realistically, how often do you go back and read that stuff? not very often?
No, honestly, not very often. Like once a month.
I think that's normal though. Like I think there's a part of like, you know, you're talking about writing lyrics and getting it out. I think there's a part of writing that is getting it out of your head. You don't necessarily have to go back and read it. You just need to get it out. So like if it's a negative thought, you have to get it out of your head, right? And then once it's out, it's in that book. You just leave that book over there.
Yeah.
You know, so like, but I like what you said about like, I was like, man, it must give you a lot of like gratefulness when you go back and you read and you go, oh, it's not that deep. Like that week was rough, but I'm here. And it probably gives you a lot of perspective about everything, right?
Yeah, for sure. It just helps to like let it out. Because sometimes you don't want to talk about it. Like, I feel like 50-50. If someone's like, how are you? I'm going to be like, good. Because you don't want to get into it. Like, it's just so much easier to just write it all out and then close it up. But I do look back and read like once a month.
I mean, I've never thought of it this way, but you know, essentially when you go see a therapist, you're just talking, right? You just talk the whole time. And, you know, they ask you questions, but like you're kind of asking questions yourself and you're just talking in your journal. And I mean, it's kind of like therapy a little bit.
Yeah, for sure.
I didn't think of it that way. That's cool.
Yeah. Sometimes I don't like, I'm just like every thought. It doesn't even make sense, but I just write.
Yeah.
So yeah, it is kind of like therapy.
Anything else?
I don't know. I love to like be around my family. Like my grandma lives in Terrytown and like just going to her house once a week and spending the night and eating dinner with her and being with my aunt and my cousins, like that makes me feel like everything's going to be okay because I have my family.
I mean, that's the best part, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah.
By the way, very cool that you were 19 years old and you understand the importance of your grandmother.
Yes.
And spending time like that. You know what I mean? A lot of young kids don't want to spend time with their grandparents.
I have really cool grandparents on both my sides. Just cool family, luckily.
Well, I mean, I think that the sheer fact that they support you playing music makes them cool.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because like my parents didn't, I mean, no, I'm sorry, mom and dad. They just, you know, they were like, they didn't want me to star. So they're like, you need to get a regular job.
Yeah.
But now we're here. And so now I'm doing this. So, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like, they just wanted the best for me. So like they didn't support my art maybe as much as I would need them to.
Yeah.
So it's cool that you have your parents to do that.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Well, did you have a good time?
Absolutely.
We didn't even have to, I'm going to send these veggie straws home with you. Like, we didn't even get into the veggie straws. Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Oh, no big deal. I usually ask people to give me a hug. Do you mind giving me a hug? You can push that microphone out. Kelsey, you want to get in on this hug or no? No, you don't have to. You don't have to. You don't have to.
No, let's do it.
Yeah, come on.
Let's do it.
Hugs are good. It's good. Good hug. Oh, thank you.